Right-wing billionaire Elon Musk just tried to interview Donald Trump on the platform that he owns, X, and it was a complete disaster. It was supposed to start at 7, and we waited for 45 minutes while they went through technical difficulties that were very reminiscent of when Ron DeSantis announced his campaign on X, and none of the microphones worked. Finally, Donald Trump began to speak, but he was slurring the entire time. It sounded like he didn't have his dentures in, and I can't tell who was blushing harder throughout this interview. Elon Musk, because he got to talk to his idol, or Donald Trump because Elon Musk was just praising him the entire time. I live streamed my reaction to it. Here are some of the best moments from the live stream. Leave a like and peace out.
Through this president with a low IQ, very low IQ. He had a low IQ 30 years ago, by the way, but now he might not even have a IQ at all. There's nothing on the
Projection.
board that goes this low.
Projection.
He said things that were so stupid that war would have been. That war had zero chance of happening if I were there. Zero chance. He was saying everything the opposite. Everything the opposite.
He calls other people stupid, but this is a man that didn't know what NATO was until he was 80 years old. This is a man who thinks that F-35 fighter jets are actually invisible. This is a man who thinks we can nuke hurricanes and then you can draw a Sharpie on a map. I mean, this man is actually genuinely dumb. He doesn't know that there's two different words or two different meanings of asylum.
True story. But
I tweeted this out the other day. Wait, is Trump also talking about visas when he says immigrants are getting credit cards? This man cannot be real. So when Donald Trump talks about asylums, Hannibal Lecter, he thinks that it's because people who are seeking asylum, immigrants who are seeking asylum, are coming from asylums or insane asylums. He doesn't know that asylum has two meanings. When he's talking about visas, he says that immigrants have credit cards. He thinks visas as in the Visa credit cards.
You know, we had jets, we had fighters that were and bombers that were 70 years old, and we did a great job in that. Then we, by the way, then we gave 85 billion of it back to Afghanistan, if you can believe it. We gave them 85 billion. You know, they're one of the largest sellers of military equipment in the world. They're selling what we gave them. That was one of the most embarrassing days in the history of our country. But if you think about, let's go back to the economy. We have to bring energy prices down. Energy started at the price of gasoline. Now, your cars don't require too much gasoline, so you know you have a good, and you do make a great product. I have to say, I have to be honest with you. That doesn't mean everybody should have an electric car, but these are minor details. But your product is incredible.
This is Elon Musk when Trump compliments him. He's got his feet in the air, all excited.
Of the AI, and I have to say that AI, and this is shocking to me, but AI requires twice the energy that the country already produces for everything. So you're going to have to build. We're going to have to build a lot of energy if our country will be competitive with China, because that's our primary competitor for this on the AI. You're going to need a lot of electricity. You're going to need tremendous electricity, like almost double what we produce now for the whole country, if you can believe it. And Bush, to a certain extent, in all fairness, forced Russia and China together. And if you're a history student, the first thing you learn is you cannot let Russia and China align. But then they also got, if you take a look, Iran, and they have North Korea. That's, you know, they call it the axis of evil in the old days.
This is literally a kindergarten level analysis. He's like, did you know that Russia and China can be allies and they're bad? And that North Korea can even join?
Especially when you look at what's happened to our country. Our country is so bad right now. It's such a different place. We were respected. Think of it. 4 years ago, we were so respected to a point where when I said don't buy oil, they didn't buy oil. But they had no money, and Israel would have never been attacked. It is zero chance. And again, I said to Vladimir Putin, I said, don't do it. You can't do it, Vladimir. You do it, it's going to be a bad day. You cannot do it. And I told him things that what I do, and he said, no way. And I said, way. And you know, it's the last time we ever had the conversation. He would never have done. I got along well with him.
This is the commentary of a kindergartner. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. I said, I'll do bad things. He said, no way. No, you won't. Like, Jesus Christ.
President Obama, just before entering, you know, it's a sort of a ritual. And I sat down with him and we talked. It was supposed to be for a very short period of time. It turned out to be a long period of time. I said, what's the biggest problem? He said, North Korea. I had that problem worked out very quickly. It was nasty at the beginning with Rocket Man and, you know, all. And one of the things
And
we're going to do is
it's
we're going to
yeah,
build an Iron Dome over us. Israel has it. We're going to have the
What?
best Iron Dome in the world. We need it, and we're going to make
Why?
it all in the United States. But we're going to have protection, because it just takes one maniac to start something. We're going to have protection, and we're going to have. Why shouldn't we have an Iron Dome? Israel has one.
It's
Some
just
other
not
places have
practical.
one that
There's
nobody even knows about, frankly. But Israel has it. We're going to have an Iron
Our country is surrounded by two of our allies, and any sort of we have protective
important.
defense like
But with all of that
systems.
being said, the election's coming up, and the people want to hear
The
about the
election.
economy and the fact that they
absolutely true.
can't buy groceries because they don't have enough money to buy groceries. The inflation has killed them. Food prices are up 50, 60, even 100% in some cases. And
This is Trump right
this
now.
stupid administration allowed this to happen.
This is what he
And
sounds
it's a
like.
shame. And that's the thing that people most care about, in my opinion. They care about the border a lot. And we discussed the border at great length. It's nice to have a
Yeah,
forum like this where I can discuss something at length. And by the way, you think Biden could do this interview? Do you think that Kamala could do this
yeah.
interview? They would take a pass on
No, they
you.
could not.
So they don't need Elon. They don't need Elon screaming out questions. It's pretty sad when you think that somebody that does this for a living can't answer a question or is afraid to do an interview. And in her case, with a very friendly interview, she's got all friendly interviewers. It's pretty sad.
Yes,
But the
absolutely.
big thing now is the
Well,
economy, Elon.
yeah,
And as much as
yeah,
I mean, I view nuclear as the single most important thing, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't understand that. But it doesn't have to. If I understand it, that's all
Nuclear.
you need. Because if I
You
was
guys think he even
president,
knows what
you're
nuclear
not going to have
power,
that kind
nuclear
of a
energy
problem.
is?
But the thing that they really is making them angry is what Kamala and Biden have allowed to happen to the economy. It's a disaster with inflation. The inflation, it
yeah,
doesn't matter what you make. The inflation has eaten you alive. If you're a worker or if you're just a middle income person, you can't afford. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, people were saving a lot of money. Today, they're using
yeah.
all their money and borrowing money just to live. It's a horrible thing
Right.
that's happening, and we'll end that
Well, I think
quickly.
a lot of yeah, a lot of people just don't understand where inflation comes from. Inflation comes from government overspending because the checks never bounce when it's written by the government. So if the
Back to the
government
third grade econ.
spends far more than it brings in,
Teach us supply
that
and demand.
increases the money supply, and if the money supply increases faster than the rate of goods and services,
right.
that's inflation.
Really?
So really, we need to have we need to reduce our government spending, and we need to re-examine. I think
Can you explain to us the three branches of government while you're at it, Elon? While you're explaining to us middle school
where is it not
politics?
sensible, and
Is
and
he
we
like
need to live within
flexing? Is this a
our means.
flex?
We're currently adding, I think, $1 trillion to the deficit roughly
Right.
every 100 days.
That's right.